So, thinking about it, this is basically just 2 different Gravity Falls episodes that they combine.
Yeah, I can actually see that.
But seriously, how dare they rip off Gravity Falls, show that's over a decade older than it?
They used the same time machine Terry Pratchett used to rip off J.K. Rowling.
Exactly.
Clearly that's what happened here.
Yes. Also, Lord of the Rings ripped off every fantasy, everything in the past 30 years.
God, yeah, Tolkien came up with nothing original.
Exactly.
Lazy bastard.
Okay, but seriously.
Anyway, now that we've had Raven levels of sarcasm doled out.
Exactly. This is switched. You know, normally I write down the summary for this one, but for this episode I don't think that's necessary. I can point out what this episode's about really easily. So in this episode, the Teen Titans find a bunch of puppets of themselves that just randomly shows up one day.
As you do.
And later that night, this weird puppet being known as the Puppet King, or was it the Puppet Master? Puppet Master King.
I think it was Puppet Master.
That would make more sense. Basically takes their souls and puts them into the puppets. However, Raven does a last-minute spell to prevent her and Starfire's souls from being turned into puppets. So instead, their souls enter each other. Wacky.
Body swap.
So then they have to learn to deal with themselves and try to figure out how their own powers work while trying to deal with the now zombified bodies of their former friends.
Just a day in the life.
Eventually they're able to figure out these powers and are able to defeat the Puppet Master's evil...
I'm not entirely clear on what he was doing, but...
some sort of ritual.
I mean, he did say he was going to be controlling their bodies forever, I guess. But...
yeah, and that didn't happen, and then after he's defeated, everyone's souls go back into their bodies, and the Puppet King, Puppet Master King... Puppet King Master, Master King Puppet.
The Puppet Queen. Just call her Puppet Queen at this point.
Okay. Is now just a puppet. The end. And Starfire and Raven learn to be more friendly to each other, I guess.
They understand each other better.
Hooray.
I'll say, generally the reason I love body swap in shows and movies is because if the actors are good, they're putting on a hell of a show of being just each other, and it can be fascinating to watch.
Yes. I think this one took the opposite approach.
Yeah, I don't really mind because it's still a premise I really enjoy.
Yes.
And a lot of the stuff in this episode was fun. I mean, you know, half the character focus on the episode is on my precious darling alien child Starfire, and the other half is on Raven, who is me to a weird degree.
You wear blue robes all the time.
You don't know that I don't. Started up for a second, I was just like, oh, cute, puppet show, and then it got real creepy really fast.
Yes.
I'm also kind of frustrated because I feel like I've heard Tracy Walters voicing a villain or something with the exact voice he's using for the puppet star, but I cannot for the life of me figure out what.
He sounds like an evil version of, like, every cartoon adaptation of, like, Igor from Frankenstein.
A bit, yeah. It's kind of what he's doing. Like, I can hear the word master being drawled in that weird, creepy voice.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, but maybe it's just someone who sounds ridiculously like him. Oh, yeah, and also, thanks to you pointing out the thing with the theme song, I found myself paying really close attention to the theme song just to see if it's in Japanese or English. Thanks
exactly.
for that.
Something about this I just really enjoyed in, like, all the interaction, especially when they switched bodies. I think mostly because I loved how they perfectly animated them as each other.
Yes, the unusual animation for Starfire's face to represent Raven's facial expressions was fun, and just the range of expression they were able to give Raven that she doesn't normally have, which was really nice.
Yes.
And it was really interesting, the discussion about, because from the sounds of it, both their powers are based very heavily in their emotions, but in completely opposite ways. Starfire has to feel her emotions very strongly to use any powers, and Raven, by contrast, well, it sounds like strong emotion does trigger her powers, but out of her control. So she has to stamp down on her emotions to keep her powers under any sort of control at all, which is really interesting to me.
Yes. That's why I said that the thing about the mirror would make more sense in the next episode. Because now you know why she would want a mirror to her emotions.
Well, I mean, it looks like in that mirror she is literally disassociating all her emotions.
Exactly.
As a way of stamping on them. Which, oh, precious child. And yeah, and it makes Raven Starfire friendship really, really interesting, because they're both just approaching. Also, just I adore Raven coming to her and telling her, we maybe they are doing the hanging out. We should do the hanging out. And I'm just like, oh,
The hanging out.
the hanging out. She wants to do the hanging out with Raven. It's very sweet.
Starfire had a lot of great lines at the beginning. We should go to the mall of shopping and perform braiding maneuvers on each other's hair. I love that line.
Oh, it's
Perform
so
braiding maneuvers.
Sounds like a battle plan. Perform braiding maneuvers.
Braiding maneuver Alpha 2. Go, go, go.
I like, on the one hand, I'm overwhelmed by how adorable Starfire is. On the other hand, I really feel Raven's feelings on people interrupting her alone time. She's like, I've scheduled alone time for really trippy meditation, and you keep interrupting it.
Yes.
Oh, poor girl.
Yeah, also I think they finally figured out how to do the wacky facial expression anime thing for once.
Without it being too bizarre.
Yes. And without it being just, we like anime, here's an anime thing in our cartoon for no reason.
Yeah, here's an anime face in our very, very Western cartoon.
Yes, also because it was actually animated smoothly, like, it didn't, like, immediately transition in and out of the wackiness.
Yeah, that helped. That definitely helped.
Actually, that one part with Raven, I paused to look at the different facial expressions. That was amazing.
Yeah, it feels like they actually had a budget for this episode.
Yeah.
I mean, not that the others have looked low budget necessarily, but sometimes they've been a bit... It's like they finally picked up something for this episode.
They saved all their animation for the action.
Yeah.
Also, I love Starfire's reaction to the puppet. Hello, Starfire. Hello, tiny wooden replica of Starfire. And she shakes his hand.
It's so cute! The puppets are inherently deeply sinister, and they just get more sinister over the course of the episode. But they're still very, very cute.
Yes.
God, okay, when they're first looking at their puppets and they're being impressed with what they do, was Beast Boy looking down his puppet's pants before he complained about it being inaccurate?
Maybe.
I think he was. So, that happened. But yeah, it was so cute, just how happy they all are to see. Although, seriously, especially Robin, you were raised by Batman, and you still just casually open an unsigned crate that's turned up on your doorstep. Of course you're gonna get your soul stolen doing things like that. You don't know what the crate is or where it's come from, and you just take it inside and open it.
It could have been poison gas by the Joker.
Oh, that would not be fun.
Well, it'd be fun in some way, but it'd be terrifying in others.
Mainly terrifying. So all the boys get stuck in puppets and we get a Raven and Starfire episode, which, like I said, makes me very, very happy.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a bit when they first get attacked by the zombified boys and they're running away, and I'm just like, both of you girls can fly, why are you... Oh, okay, you can't figure out how to fly. That's fair enough.
Yes.
And it's sweet that Starfire has Raven's spells memorized, I guess just because she's heard her say them enough times.
Yes. I do love when they were casually walking around and Starfire's Raven just destroys everything with her powers.
Yeah, she's trying not to use her powers and stay calm and in control and just blowing things up.
Yes.
It's not really working for her.
Yes, whereas a Raven as Starfire is just unbridled joy, not really my thing.
We're just trying to figure out, how do you fly this thing? Oh, it made me laugh so hard.
Yes.
I also did quite like the animation for... The chase scene in general was really good, even before they start flying and running around the alleyways. Again, maybe they were just saving money with all the silhouette, the animation, but it looked really good and stylistic.
Yes.
Made all the boys look very sinister, running around in the dark with glowy green eyes.
Yes.
As opposed to running around in the dark with glowy green eyes and not looking sinister, yeah. I guess.
There was a point where I wrote down that Starfire as Raven had a goofy grin, and then like a minute later, Raven as Starfire had a goofy smirk. And but big difference.
There is a distinct difference there. And yeah, I am impressed with the animation that makes it very clear that they're still each other, even when they're in each other's bodies, they still are who they are.
Yes.
It would have been really fun if they'd had the voice actors try to do each other's, voice inflections and speech patterns. That would have been fun.
Yeah. I do have to admit, I love the most mean-spirited line in this episode, which is when Raven can finally fly with joyful thoughts, and it's Starfire's like, what joyful thought was it? She's just like, you not talking?
I know. It's like, oh. Also, I'm sad that we missed the backstory sharing. She was just like, to use each other's powers, we have to know everything about each other. So they start swapping full backstory. I'm like, no, I want to hear this. I'm sure there probably isn't the runtime, but still. My important question also is, if they know everything about each other and they've mastered how to use each other's powers, are they now drift compatible? This is a very important question.
Probably. Who knows?
Good. Oh yeah, I really, especially when Raven comes out with, my emotions are dangerous, I can't afford to feel anything, you just want to hug the child and protect her. I do enjoy also when Raven's finally got control of Starfire's body and power, and I'm just like, I feel like feeling the righteous fury and letting off some star bolts would be very therapeutic for her.
Yeah.
She just, like she said herself, she has to control her emotions. She probably doesn't get to let her emotions off the chain very often. So, maybe letting rip and blowing something up will be good for her.
Yes.
That's my theory anyway. I'm totally professional therapist I am.
Certainly.
Okay, my other question. What was with that one falling shot of Robin with like the hyper detailed flapping mouth? Whose idea was that?
That was weird.
What was going on there?
I don't know.
Like, why?
I don't know. Someone was bored one day and had some extra time.
Someone was super bored. What? Yeah, I was curious about the publicing at the end, because his soul gets sucked out, and I don't think we saw where it went. So, like, I'm assuming he has, a real body somewhere, but just all he says is, without it, I'm just and we don't hear what he just is.
A puppet.
So so what was that soul in the puppet? Where did that come from? Where did that go? Where did it come from, Cotton Eye Joe? I don't know. I'm curious if that's going to come up in a later episode or not. We have to fight him again.
I think that's about all we can say about this episode.
I really enjoyed it. Starfire and Raven are already my favorite characters, and they were both very cute in this episode, getting to be friends. It's very sweet.
The end.
The show's got me, damn it.